Yo, what is up guys? My name is Andy Wynn. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make pho. So, if you don't know what pho is, you've probably been living under a rock. Or maybe you're just uncultured. It's okay, I understand. But regardless, today I'm going to be showing you how I make pho. I know that there's probably 1,000 other of these recipe videos online, but this is how I do it, and I hope you guys can follow along. So pho to me actually has a very deep-seated place in my heart because I grew up eating it. I lived in the DMV area and I was blessed enough to be surrounded in a very populated Vietnamese community, and they made some bomb-ass pho, like for real. And legit, like they would make this from scratch every day. They would wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m., make this giant stock that would, get ready to be sold by 11 a.m. And I think that's what, like, one of my biggest attachments to it. It's like there's a sense of nostalgia there, whenever I can eat it, and especially like when you're hungover or you're sick or you're hungover, you're just really craving. There is never a bad time for pho. So I actually learned how to make pho from my mom. My mom used to own a restaurant. She never sold pho in that restaurant, but she learned how to make it, so she taught me, and this is how I know how to make it. I genuinely think that if you put a lot of effort and a lot of love into your soups, the people who eat it will end up, they'll end up tasting it. They'll end up realizing, this took a lot of effort, this took a lot of sweat to make. So they enjoy it. So today I'm making this for my dad, and hopefully that he enjoys it at the end of the day. And if he doesn't, then we have this saying where if it's good, then we'll eat it. If it's not good, then the trash can will eat it. So yeah, let's hope we can make something that's at least digestible. And fair warning, I am not a chef, so please do not hold me to that standard. I just really like to cook. I follow a lot of like recipes online. I follow a lot of, I watch a lot of cooking shows, but that doesn't necessarily make me a cook. It just means that I just like to cook, and if it ends up not that good, then I'm sorry.
Alright guys, so the first thing I usually do is I blanch my bones. Right here I have oxtail. I've seen a lot of other people use brisket in their stock. You can, but usually I just stick to oxtail, and you can usually find this in your Vietnamese supermarket. And the reason you want to blanch your oxtail is because it removes a lot of the impurities, and you don't end up having a very turbid broth. Now the main thing is you want to make sure you have a sharp knife. So sharpen your knives before you do this, but we're going to cut up an onion, some ginger, and garlic, because we're going to put these in the oven and we're going to char these. You could also do this with a creme brulee torch, and you could just do a light little charring over the top of the vegetables, and we're going to throw these directly into our stock. So I'm just skimming part of the oxtail here. I'm actually going to be draining all of the oxtail, and I'm going to be transferring over to a new broth so that you don't have a lot of cloudiness. Now I'm going to be adding a lot of my dry spices. So here I have some cinnamon, star anise, and coriander seeds. I'm going to heat them up over a pan on high heat, but just make sure that it doesn't burn up. Now, after blanching my bones for about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to drain them, and I'm going to transfer the bones over to a new pot, because we're going to make a new broth. And now I'm going to be placing the charred vegetables straight into the pot before adding water. So I've moved all of my dry spices to this tea diffuser here, so it'll be a lot easier when I drain it. I also add in 2 lumps of rock candy. This will help sweeten the broth. And now you just want to add some water to the pot. I usually fill it up about 3/4 of the way, but it will evaporate, so just keep an eye on it. Now you want to add in your fish sauce, because this will add a lot of umami and salty flavor to the pho broth. I usually add in probably about half a ladleful, and then I'll continuously taste test, and if necessary I'll add more. We're going to bring the broth to a low simmer, and we're going to do that for about 6 to 8 hours. Meantime, I have a eye round steak. I'm going to be cutting this into super thin slices, and this is going to be our rare beef that we're going to have on the side, also known as the thigh. Next thing you want to do is actually boil your noodles. I get it to about al dente, and then afterwards wash with cold water. So just make sure you continuously watch over your broth and make sure that it doesn't evaporate all the way.
Love like how long it actually takes, like soups like that take all day to make, like bún bò Huế or you know hủ tiếu, like the soup, the nước lèo, right, or literally translates to soup. There's like a lot of love that has to be put into the food when you make it, and you know the house ends up smelling like But then remember to shut your doors to your closets, because your clothes will probably end up smelling like it too. Now, I don't know like how you started off eating pho or how you got introduced to it, whether it be your Vietnamese friend if you're not Viet, or if you were just curious, or if you grew up eating it, but I think everybody should have the opportunity to at least enjoy it. So if you're Viet or if you're not Viet or whatever, go get some. Go find you a good shop, and if they sell crappy pho, which is actually really hard to miss. You know what? Don't quote me on that. If you can't find a place in, you know, small town, then go make it yourself. I'm sure the ingredients aren't hard to find. Okay, some of the ingredients are hard to find, but for the most part, you know, it's not too difficult to make. It just takes a long ass time. And even if it comes out crappy, just put love into it, you know. So even if it tastes crappy, as long as there's some love in there, you know. If you are in the Charlotte area, you know, hit me up. Let's go grab some pho. Let's connect. Let's eat.